You're replaying the conversation in your head for the third time tonight. Something feels wrong, but you can't explain it. You feel guilty, confused, maybe even crazy, and you're starting to wonder if you're the problem. Here's what's really happening. You've just been manipulated. But here's the twist. Manipulators don't yell or threaten. They use a secret language, a weaponized system of phrases designed to rewire your brain and control you without you even knowing it. These aren't accidents. Every word is calculated to disarm your defenses and exploit your deepest vulnerabilities. Today, we're cracking the code. I'm going to show you the exact phrases manipulators use, the psychology behind them, and how to protect yourself from this invisible control. If you've ever felt gaslit or emotionally drained by someone's words, the next few minutes will change everything. The foundation. How manipulation works. Think of manipulation like an iceberg. The words you hear are just the tip. Below the surface is the real intent, to control, dominate, and extract compliance. Manipulators don't see relationships as partnerships. They see hierarchies where they must maintain power at all costs. They use three core tactics that work together: gaslighting, making you doubt reality; guilt tripping, making you feel responsible for their emotions; and victim playing, making you responsible for their well-being. What makes this devastating is that it usually comes from people we trust most: family, partners, close friends. The intimacy makes it harder to recognize and more damaging when we do. The phrases themselves are deceptively simple. That's intentional. Simple, emotionally charged words bypass your logic and strike directly at your fears, insecurities, and your need to be loved. Now let's decode the specific phrases. Tactic 1. Gaslighting, attacking your reality. You're too sensitive. You're overreacting. These aren't feedback. They're invalidation weapons. The manipulator isn't addressing what you said. They're attacking who you are, claiming you're fundamentally unstable. Result? Next time something bothers you, you hesitate. You second-guess yourself. Mission accomplished. That never happened. You're remembering it wrong. Pure gaslighting. They're not reinterpreting events. They're denying reality itself. Your clear memory suddenly becomes uncertain. Maybe you're confused. Maybe you're wrong. The manipulator is erasing your reality, and repeated enough, you become paralyzed by doubt. You're crazy. It's all in your head. The nuclear option. They're pathologizing your reactions, positioning themselves as reasonable while painting you as mentally unstable. Now you're not just defending your point, you're defending your sanity. They've shifted the entire battlefield. The cruelty? This actually works. Psychologists call it the illusory truth effect. Hear something repeatedly, and you start believing it. Victims stop trusting not specific memories, but their entire ability to interpret reality. Tactic 2. Guilt tripping. Weaponizing your conscience. After all I've done for you, every act of kindness becomes currency in a psychological economy where you're always in debt. This phrase transforms generosity into leverage, making kindness transactional rather than genuine. You can never repay what they've invested, and they know it. I'm sorry you feel that way. The non-apology. Grammatically correct, emotionally empty. They acknowledge your feelings without taking responsibility for causing them. It's designed to end the conversation, not resolve anything. You made me do it. Look what you made me do. Complete annihilation of personal responsibility. They're claiming their actions, which they chose, were actually caused by you. If you're responsible for their behavior, then you must control it. This framework justifies everything from outbursts to abuse. If you really loved me, you would love weaponized. Your love becomes conditional on compliance, forcing an impossible choice. Prove your love by abandoning your boundaries, or be accused of not caring. Over time, victims blur the line between love and self-abandonment. Tactic 3. Shaming, eroding your self-worth. You're always selfish. You never think about anyone else. Absolute language that prevents counter-evidence. You can't cite examples of generosity because always and never erase them. This isn't addressing a behavior, it's character assassination. You internalize it, accept a negative identity, and start behaving accordingly. No one else has a problem with it. Your concerns are isolated, unique, therefore invalid. This exploits our desire to fit in. You become isolated, not physically, but emotionally, afraid to voice concerns, because you're convinced others would side against you. It was just a joke. The post-insult shield. After saying something hurtful, they dismiss your pain while suggesting you lack humor. Now you're dealing with the initial hurt, plus wondering if you're uptight. It gives them plausible deniability while keeping you off balance. Tactic 4. Victim playing, the ultimate reversal. I don't know what I'll do if you don't help me. Desperation plus veiled threat. They're helpless without you. And if you don't comply, something bad might happen. You're burdened with preventing their suffering, which turns your compassion into a weapon against yourself. Nobody helps me. The perpetual victim narrative. It's sympathy-seeking and accusation rolled into one. You have the power to be the hero, the only person who understands them. Over time, you organize your entire life around preventing their suffering, suppressing your own needs indefinitely. Your defense strategy. Trust your intuition. If something consistently feels off, pay attention. Your gut detects patterns your conscious mind hasn't articulated yet, the gaps between words and actions, the subtle shifting of blame. Establish and enforce boundaries. Manipulators test boundaries constantly. Say no without elaborate explanations. No is a complete sentence. Watch how they respond. Manipulators hate boundaries and will escalate to break them down. Document reality. Keep records of conversations, especially if you're being gaslit. Written evidence becomes your anchor when someone tries to rewrite history. Seek outside perspective. Talk to trusted friends or a therapist. Manipulation thrives in isolation. External viewpoints help you see patterns you're too close to recognize. Remember, their emotions are not your responsibility. You can care about someone without managing their feelings or sacrificing yourself to maintain their stability. The secret language of manipulation only works when it remains secret. Now that you can recognize these phrases and the tactics behind them, you've taken back your power. You're no longer an unknowing participant in someone else's control game. Pay attention to the patterns in your relationships. Notice who makes you feel empowered versus who leaves you feeling drained and confused. Your peace of mind is worth protecting. If this resonated, share it with someone who needs to hear it. And remember, recognizing manipulation isn't about becoming cynical. It's about becoming free. You deserve relationships built on respect, not control. Now you have the tools to demand exactly that.